What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Zhilei Zhang. Zhilei Zhang experienced kidney failure, liver damage, anemia in the fight with Jerry Forrest. The Chinese heavyweight wasn't suffering from just simple stamina issues on February 27th. Zhilei started out strong in his February 27th fight against Jerry Forrest, and it looked imminent that the 37-year-old Chinese heavyweight would finish off Forrest after buzzing and dropping him in rounds 1, 2, and 3. The 6'6" southpaw, 256 pounds at the weigh-in, had a considerable strength advantage over the 32-year-old Forrest, 5 inches shorter, and weighed 236 the day before. Forrest, though proved stubborn and stout of heart in Miami, he stayed in the fight, and as rounds progressed, Zhang's stamina waned. Forrest had the Chinese fighter who has made New Jersey home since 2014 in a world of trouble. It was a wonder that Zhang, which is now 22-0 with that one draw, with 17 KOs, heard the final bell. He looked so fatigued. The fight went to the cards, and the judge, Rose Layson, scored the fight for Forrest 95-93, but it was overruled by judges Fernando Barbosa and Rocky Young, who each had it 93-93 for a majority draw. I checked with Zhang's co-manager, Terry Lang, of the Lane brothers. After the dust settled, I asked if there was basically a stamina issue, but Lane replied, actually more serious than that. Zhang had a great camp. For some reason, he was extremely dehydrated and his kidneys began to fail during the fight. He also had very low iron levels, and we learned he was anemic. He was rushed to the hospital and wasn't released for 3 days. Head and heart were fine, thank God, but he feels good, and we are talking to some medical professionals to get to the bottom of what happened and what's going on with him. But he will be back. Matchroom has been very supportive. And this is a good time to call myself out. I wasn't being a punk, but I did tweet while watching that I think Team Zhang should look into getting new strength and conditioning regimen after this fight. And that may be, but the point here is that the stuff happens in boxing, and sometimes I tend to forget that that's a life and death issue in there. Those are the words of Mr. Lane that stated that he had kidney failure and anemic and dehydrated, and you had a lot of things going on with Zhang. He didn't look himself. I've seen him fight before. He didn't look like that. However, whatever's going wrong with him, we still don't know. And we still don't know based on the fact that we don't know if it was strength and conditioning. We don't know what kind of condition he was in anyway. You know, he is a heavyweight, 256 pounds, so he doesn't have to lose any weight for anything. But hey, things happen, you know, and the only thing that we know if it's a built-in excuse or not, because I'm not even going to really argue with something that we don't know. These are just the claims from the doctors that they have. A lot of people can say that the doctor said this or the doctor said that, but at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding, okay? Zhang, either he goes in to fight Jerry Forrest again and makes a better account of himself to see where that goes with a guy like that a stubborn guy, a sturdy guy, a guy that refuses to fold like a lot of his opponents more than likely were. I think he should do that before making a sound judgment or before anyone passes any judgment on him, because, you know, he might not have known that he was anemic, if he's anemic at all. Obviously, that's what it sounds like. But at the end of the day, I think that he needs to prove to us that he's not either over the hill or he needs a better strengthening and conditioning group of people around him or something to that magnitude. Or, you know, put him on some meds that can control his anemia, you know. So it's a lot of things that, again, we don't know about. But what we do know is that we need to see Mr. Zhang back into the ring to show us what he's made of, because regardless of what was going on with him at that time, it didn't matter because he still looked bad. So it's all about what you show us in the ring, because they could all be propaganda and made up stuff and PR movements and stunts. So we don't know that. To ensure that that is not the case, rather, we have to see him fight again. So let's see what he has. Let's see if he can make amends. Let's see him look in good shape or better shape than he was that night. But anyway, that's my counterpunch. You guys tell me what you think of Mr. Zhang with his conditions during the fight, after the fight. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.